you all so much for coming out. I'm Mandy Drogan, Development Manager for the American Federation for Children. And I just want to start by thanking everyone for getting up early this morning and coming out to be a part of this event and hear what we have to say. I also want to especially thank our host committee. Many of you are here, and especially want to say thank you so much to Mr. Russ Keene, Peg and Mike Standish, Jimmy Westcott and Chart Westcott, and everyone else that worked really hard to get everybody here to hear about the American Federation for Children. So thank you all. I want to start off by asking a question. Can you raise your hand if you have a child or a grandchild that's in school right now? Wow. Okay, I'm going to ask one more. Raise your hand if you partook in the education system at some point in your life. That should get everybody. So, to quote one of your neighbors here in Dallas, President Bush, you can all see by their hands raised that school choice is a uniter, not a divider. That was a corny joke that I was told to open. You can laugh or not. I just want to wake everybody up. But I do want to say that I'm sure all of you are very aware of the challenges that are facing our country in the form of low educational achievement. Despite millions of dollars invested every year, we still have over half of our public school systems that are failing. And believe it or not, every 42 seconds, another child in our country drops out of school. This impact is felt particularly hard among the low-income and minority communities, which then obviously affects society as a whole. But at the American Federation for Children, we are trying to do something about that, and we're doing it with immediate results. Our objective is to make sure that we have a comprehensive and bipartisan plan that has 3 points. First, it has to be systemic and go throughout the entire system. Second, it has to be sustainable. We have to be able to keep it in place despite what's going on with the teachers' unions and things like that. And third, it has to be scalable. We have to be able to grow the system. Our political arm helps to reach out and elect the right leaders to state office. And then we work to enact the correct policies that give parents a choice to better their children's education. And finally, we work to ensure that those programs that have been enacted in the House and in the Senate, that they work for the kids. We truly believe that the future of the education system is dependent on our willingness to create new and innovative methods of educating every child. I'm hoping that by the end of this discussion that you'll better understand who the American Federation for Children is and what we do throughout the country. And for anyone out there that has a child or a grandchild in public education or who just really supports public education, that's wonderful. And I'm going to paraphrase another president and say, if you like your public school system, you can keep your public school system. So to get, that makes me feel better. To start off, I want to just go through and introduce our panel speakers. I'm going to start with my boss and friend, Zach Dawes. He's a Texas native, and he has over 20 years experience in state and national policy. He serves as our National Director of Development and has experience with his own consulting and public affairs firm in providing business and government affairs consulting to Connections Education, which is one of the leaders in K-12 education, virtual education. Then we have Mr. John Kirtley, who's our Vice Chairman of the board. He's also the founder and chairman of Step Up for Students, which is a successful program that many of you may have heard about in Florida. He created this Children's Scholarship Fund of Texas in 1998. And in 2001, he helped fight for the new law that gives Florida-based corporations the tax credits for donating to scholarship granting organizations. More than 680,000 scholarships have been provided to low-income youth in Florida. And Mr. Kirtley is the architect of that. Next, I'd like to introduce Amanda List. She served as the Director of Advocacy for Texas Charter Schools Association from 2008 to 2015. So she's our resident Texas informer that's here to answer all of our questions about what's going on here in the state, what went on in the special session. And finally, it's my honor to introduce Senator Joe Lieberman. Senator Lieberman spent 24 years in the United States Senate. His career in the Senate distinguished him as our nation's leading statesman and a national leader. He worked across party lines to find common ground and was a person who spoke his conscience and who got things done for the good of all people. His distinguished record speaks for itself, but I really want to talk about his role in advocating for the interest of the low-income children. So I think we'll start off with having Senator Lieberman come up and speak to us a little bit about educational choice.
Good.